These trees just had a root collar excavation done, and you can see the moisture line right in there. That's how deep the tree was, so it already started producing some girdling roots. So now we're going to demonstrate how to properly apply mulch. You don't want to put any mulch right up against the stem of the tree. And when you dump the mulch, it's customary to roll up to the tree with the wheelbarrow and just dump it all against the tree and then work your way out. It's actually more beneficial, and you'll have less problems if you start on the edge and then work your way in. And so in this application, we're going to go no more than 3 inches deep. That's after the application. When you put down the mulch, you have to go in there with your hands. You really can't do it with a rake. You want it to look nice. It needs to be spread evenly. And over time, you've got to recommend that you've got to turn the mulch, let's say every 3 to 6 months, just to avoid decompaction and matting down, because over time that can happen. We already watered the trees after the root collar excavation, and then we put down this mulch, and then we're going to water again. We're going to get the mulch wet. Bag and what the bag says. The bag tells you right here. It says in small print. It says, remove layers of mulch immediately. That means that when you start getting, 6, 8 inches, that some of that has to come away. And that's just from the over application. It tells you right here not to apply more than 3 inches. And every year after that, only an inch at the most. But even then, sometimes it doesn't decompose fast enough, so that's not beneficial. It also tells you to avoid mulching directly around the stems of plants and the trunks of trees. So it's not just us saying that, it says right here. And it says to spread the mulch evenly to avoid compacting and matting down. And then turn the mulch every 3 to 6 months. It's very important to know that even just the weight of the mulch and rain beating down on it, that the mulch itself can compact. Like I said at the beginning, when you put the mulch down, we buy it in bags, because if you go to the mulch place and you get it by the truckload, they're always going to give you more than you need. And that's the biggest problem, is you end up with more than you need, and then what do you do with it? If you don't have a place to put it, you find some place in the yard to put it, and that's usually around trees, and that's where the problem starts. So this tree was already, if you look at the grade, you can see how deep the tree already was. So the tree is about 2 or 3 inches below the grade. So you can see the girdling roots that were already starting over here on this sugar maple, and on the other side as well, and we cut those out. So now comes the mulching. We've already watered these in really well. And we start out here at the edge, as opposed to right up against the flare of the tree. You don't want to start at the flare, you want to start at the edge, and then you work your way in. And you're going to have to use your hand. And then start spreading it out. This is more of an even application now. And then once we're done with that, we're going to still water it in some more. A 3-foot tree ring with a 6-inch tree in it typically takes 4 bags of mulch. And again, mulch is more expensive when you buy it by the bag, but you get better control of your application. But if they just got dumped in the street, you're going to get a wheelbarrow and a shovel, you're going to fill up the wheelbarrow, and you're going to dump, and you really don't have a lot of control over how much you're applying. Got to remember to keep the mulch 6 inches away from the flare, so we don't want to bury any of that. You can already see the soil, the moisture line of where it was buried previously. Unfortunately, with the lack of knowledge of how to properly apply mulch, certified arborists are having to do that. But in the end, we know that that'll be beneficial, that we're doing it, as opposed to maybe someone else who doesn't understand or know the proper application technique. So we're not spreading mulch as a moneymaker or installing mulch as a moneymaker. We're doing it more to save you money in the long run. With the proper application of mulch, you'll get the benefits of the mulch as the mulch decomposes. You get the right depth of mulch. You get it properly installed, which will save you problems down the road from girdling roots, losing the tree, compaction issues, and pricing. You won't be charged 10 yards when you only need 8, and then we only show up with 5. There you have it, the proper application of mulch.